After watching video 1, you now know how allergies are formed. You probably also have experienced that stress aggravates your allergies. The question we want to answer in this video is, what can we do to reduce stress so that not only the allergy symptoms reduce or even disappear, but also that our overall quality of life improves?
It is a known fact that stress aggravates allergies. Did you know that the allergy symptoms that you have are just the tip of the iceberg? We have stress in our body that is triggered by our inability to absorb the major foods properly. We have stress caused by unresolved trauma, and especially early childhood trauma. We have grudges that we are holding towards ourselves and other people. You name it. All these things are stored in the body, adding to the total amount of stress that we hold within our body. Daily life is stressful for many of us. We have a wide range of emotions, and especially the negative emotions add to the stress. Our anxiety, our anger and frustration just adds to the stress that is already stored in the body. Did you know that the stress is triggered by our belief system? For example, if you're in the car on your way to the meeting and you're running late, it depends on your belief system if you're going to be relaxed or if you're going to be upset. Well, if you think, well, hopefully other people will be late as well, or somehow it will work out, I can phone them and let them know, it's all I can do, and then you relax as to your best ability. Or you might be thinking, oh no, you see, everything always goes wrong for me, and now I'm late for this meeting and people are going to be upset. That belief system will fuel anxiety and anger and frustration. If we want to reduce our allergy symptoms and get rid of the allergies, we need to get rid of the stress that is stored in our body. And I'm going to share with you a couple of techniques that you can use to do so. Firstly, to do brain gym on a daily basis is very beneficial. Brain gym are exercises that integrate and activate the mind and the body, pulling us out of survival mode, and with that we are less likely to misinterpret current events as stressful. As I mentioned earlier, much of the stress that we've got stored in our body is caused by the grudges that we hold and our inability to forgive. Forgiveness is so important because when we hold a grudge, as Caroline Myers put it, it is like trying to kill somebody while drinking the poison yourself. You are attacking your own body with these grudges. The other person might not even be aware of what's going on. Forgiveness is not about if the other person deserves it or not. It is about you to stop wishing that your past was different so that you can move on. You accept what was and now focus on your daily life. I see it with my clients that every time when we work on forgiveness, they have so much more energy afterwards. That means that the body has more energy to heal itself. A number of people are skeptical of the idea that the mind and the body are connected. Let me do a little exercise with you. Think of a pleasant situation. Notice, how do your muscles feel? How relaxed are they? Now think of a stressful situation, like being stuck in traffic. How do your muscles feel now? Are they as relaxed as they were before? Most likely not. This is now a practical example of how our muscles are affected by our thinking. If our muscles are affected by our thinking, and we have muscles all over our body, then it is safe to assume that our whole body is affected by our thinking. That is why I suggest that you're going to learn how to release these emotions and beliefs that no longer serve you so that you can reduce the amount of stress in your body. I'm now going to share with you a technique on how to release these emotions and beliefs that no longer serve you and how to replace them with supportive ones. What we're going to do is you're going to take 2 fingers and you're going to run them away from the body over the head to the bottom of your neck. By running this governing meridian backwards, it is as if we are erasing these beliefs and emotions out of our body, and then we feel more relieved afterwards. I find it highly beneficial to use this running the governing meridian backwards in combination with a release statement. So let's start with our frustration that we want to release. So you take your fingers and you say, I call upon the divine to release my frustration. Release this frustration in the most appropriate way on all levels, known and unknown. Neutralize the known and unknown memories that reinforce this frustration. Release what I've taken on from others, including the collective consciousness, what I have inherited from previous generations, and what I have passed on to the next generation. And I replace this frustration with love, joy, peace, forgiveness, and an attitude of gratitude. Thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. In the name of love, so be it. In this release statement, I call upon the divine, but you can call on anything that you want to call on. It can be your higher self or a religious figure. Do what works for you. But by calling upon something, you're choosing to bring in the energy of something bigger than just your personality. Because it's difficult for your personality, who's experiencing all these emotions, to pull itself out of its own hole. If you find, when you do that release statement, and you don't feel much better yet, it's also good to analyze what is the thought that triggered that emotion. Is it that I feel life never works out for me? If that is so, then it's time to let go of that belief too. Now that the body is familiar with the release statement, we don't always have to use the whole release statement every time. It is good to use it the first time, and follow-up times you can just say, I release the belief, life never works out for me. I release my belief that life never works out for me. And you can even close your eyes and do this until you feel a shift within yourself. I release my belief, life never works out for me. And there I had a sigh, and that can often be an indication that something shifted. It is really advisable that every day you clean up your emotional baggage. Just like we clean our house, at least hopefully you do, clean your house every day, because if we don't, we just collect so much dirt and rubbish. The same applies to our mind. It is good to do some release work every day so that you can let go of those negative emotions and beliefs so they don't have to trip you up and build up into diseases further down the line. Now we want to replace these negative emotions and beliefs with a new one, and we do the following. You take your hand from the groin area and you stroke it up to your chin while you're saying what you want to put into your system. So for example, I can say now, I call upon the divine to infuse in me the belief life works out for me more and more each day, on all levels and in all situations. Thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. In the name of love, so be it.
You have now learned how to reduce stress by releasing your emotions and changing your beliefs. We are going to use that same principle to overcome your allergies. And I guess by now you really want to know what you can do to overcome your allergies. I will tell you more about this in our next video.